Well, hi there. It is May the 17th, 2022. It's a Tuesday afternoon, a beautiful day. Just finished a 2.5 mile walk. Feeling pretty good. Walking is, I don't know, it's a cleansing kind of an experience. It's spiritual in a lot of ways. It's certainly road to meditation. Moving meditation is one of the most worthwhile kinds of meditation, I think, because you're outside in nature, and there's a lot of things to wonder about. There are a lot of things to be and wonder over. But one of the things that I was thinking about is this blog post that I've just finished writing and about to put up on the misfirebook.com website, and it's an interesting subject, the subject of do-overs. And it's particularly interesting to me because I'm a transplant patient, and essentially everything that's happened since I qualified for the transplant and went through stem cell bone marrow transplant has given me a second chance at life, in which case pretty much everything is a do-over. The thing that's interesting is that it's been kind of nibbling away at me for quite some time. In fact, I wrote about it in another post in which I literally was, wondering out loud, more or less, thinking about the allure of the opportunity to have a mulligan, in golf, taking a shot over. When I was a kid in Brooklyn, we'd be playing stickball out in the street in front of our apartment building with a Spaulding hard-bounce ball and a cut-down broomstick, divided up in teams, not necessarily of equal physical ability. It wouldn't take long for somebody to call for a do-over. And it would be interesting how many times it was allowed, because, if you made a big deal out of not allowing the other team a do-over, they wouldn't allow you one either. So, but this whole idea of a do-over is it's something that's really close to me because of the way I'm wired and what I think about and the way I think about things. And it occurred to me, literally just a few days ago, that my whole life's a do-over. It's a mulligan from this point forward, because I get to start over. Because realistically, I shouldn't be here. But the thing that I really want to talk about, the point that I'd really like to make, the thing that I'd really like to get across, is the fact that you don't have to get terminally ill and have a transplant in order to go ahead and take advantage of this incredible opportunity. All you have to do is figure out where you are and what you're doing, what it is that isn't going right, and stop for a minute and press the reset button and move off in another direction. And you got to ask yourself the question, is what would stop you from doing that? And if there's not a sufficiently good answer, the next obvious question's got to be, well, then why wouldn't you? It seems to make a lot more sense. It seems to make a lot of sense to me. I know the post-transplant Mitch Schneider is a different human being than the pre transplant, pre-terminal illness Mitch Schneider was. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'd like to think I'm a better, kinder, more understanding version of myself today than I was before. Certainly more patient and changed in so many other ways. But when I was diagnosed, I started doing things that I should have been doing all along that I never did. And I think maybe that's the point that I'm trying to bring across, is that I started doing guided meditation on a regular basis. I started to be more present in everything I was doing before the transplant, in preparation for the transplant, or in preparation for whatever would have followed had I not been able to get it. A polite way of saying checking out, right? But the guided meditation helped. The being present helped. All of these things kept me centered in what otherwise would have been a very chaotic and dark emotional time for me, and instead gave me peace to a large degree. And then the transplant gave me a second chance, an opportunity to take a mulligan. And the thing that always occurred to me, or at least occurred to me recently when I realized that everything that followed post-transplant was in fact a do-over, I became consumed with the idea that everyone should be aware of the fact that you don't need to get sick in order to do that. You don't need to have something go terribly upside down in your life in order to do that. You can do anything, or all the things that I did, recognizing that you're at the helm of this ship. You're at the rudder. You control where it goes, how fast it goes, what direction, what speed, and more important, destination. So as we start another week, a new week, I'd love for you to think about that, because I think that it's transformational in many ways when you realize that you're not bound in the direction that someone else has chosen for you, that you have a responsibility to yourself and everybody around you to be the best version of whoever it is you can be. So I don't have a problem with that, I don't have a problem with you starting over in the game we're playing, right? In the game of life, each of us is. I'm not going to call you out for taking a do-over. I'm not going to stop you from having a mulligan. Matter of fact, I'm going to encourage it. In the meantime, think about that a little bit. If you have thoughts in subject, or you have questions, you know where to find me. I'm the easiest person in the world to get a hold of. You can reach me at Mitch@misfirebook.com or Mitch@MitchSchneidersWorld.com. Let me know what you're thinking. In the meantime, stay well and take care.